Villagers, thank you for your love and support. I appreciate you all. Good news in Africa. We are the reason to which these people are always treating us as if we are nothing. But these people are scared of the African unity, and they are scared that when finally the African decide to take control over everything of the African, they have come to an end in this world, because their industries and factories and whatever that depends on the African cheap natural resources they are getting from the continent will come to an end. They will become other 10th, 20th, 30th world country, if there is any. Our all in all, the savior, the protector, the unifier, the messiah, the king of kings, the most loved, Captain Ibrahim Traore, just decided to close the door at the United States of America. The United States of America, after pointing fingers at Captain Ibrahim Traore of using the gold in Burkina Faso to protect himself, and they were sending people after him, finally did a U-turn and now sent their representative, Will Stephen, into Burkina Faso, so that they want to now create good relationship and good ties with Burkina Faso. And they have brought this envoy from Donald Trump, the wonderful United States of America president. And there are people that will come out and tell us that African Michael Langley was doing all these things under the regime of Joe Biden. That's what some of our people will believe. But see, everything that starts from Joe Biden started from someone before you got to Joe Biden, and now it is Trump. So any president that comes into the United States of America must continue. It is a system that they all follow, regardless of which party comes into office. But all in all, said, how can you finish accusing me when your tactics did not work? You now want to come face to face. You see the way these people always are. When they try to do other things through back door and it doesn't work, then they'll come in straightforward, face to face.
And the U.S. Assistant Secretary of State for West Africa is at the Burkina since yesterday. He carries a message from the American president, that of a new approach in relations between Burkina Faso, with a special focus on the struggle against terrorism. Will Stevens was received in hearing by the Minister for Affairs, Foreign Exchange. The point with Lamberson. The United States wants to rebuild cooperation solid with the Burkina Faso.
At the initiative of President Donald Trump, the U.S. Undersecretary of State for West Africa, Will Stevens, is received by the Minister of Foreign Affairs. Karamo Koyamari betrayed Donald Trump's envoy. We have a relationship in respect, and respecting the sovereignty of each country. To work together with Burkina Faso, we want to work together with Burkina too, build a pragmatic relationship, and try to find places where we can collaborate with each other, where we can work together to address the challenges. During this hearing, both parties have explored different areas and cooperation opportunities. Like trade and security, the objective is clear. For the American part, you have to die at all costs. Bilateral relations between our two states. That's why Donald Trump's envoy do not comment on the English general's words. I come today with a positive message. I come today with a positive message. Sest unmessage. That we want to find places where we can collaborate, build our own mutual trust, and find places where cooperation, economic and humanitarian, in the areas of security cooperation, economic and humanitarian. The head of diplomacy has also provided clarification on the vision and the principles that now guide Burkina.
In its cooperative relations, maintaining that the authorities are engaged to build strategic partnerships that allow us to build a sovereign nation.
Two primacy hearings on the 3rd 12th. The first personality to be received is the writer of the United States to the book came to bid farewell to the Prime Minister. Then one delegation from the Burkinabe diaspora was received. One delegation came to translate government research, recognition of the diaspora for the successful organization of the July Diaspora Forum du Milvank du at Kendrick Go. Kareem Bickering.
The US Ambassador to Burkina Faso in the offices of the Prime Minister, a Polish man, Joachim Sonkolin from Temela. The American diplomat is at the end of the mission and reflects his appreciation to the head of government, Burkinabe. One opportunity for her to tour the areas of cooperation. Between the two countries, we are engaged in several sectors.
Here in Burkina Faso, we are one major contributor for humanitarian assistance. We are committed to in the development, for example, in the health sector, the agriculture, of education. We work with the departments and also civil organizations in the fields of development, of human rights, etc. And also, we have many cultural exchanges and exchanges between people. So people can go to the United States and the Americans can come here in Burkina after Sandra Clark.
One delegation of the Burkinabe diaspora takes place. With her, also. The first, words express gratitude to the government. One recognition for the organization involved. Last of the diaspora, Forum 2. The delegation recalls the commitment of the Burkinabe living abroad in favor of the motherland. The diaspora does not come back here. IUH to Master Kanasu. But in to our brothers and sisters, all of you, so that together we can build this country. So that means that among us here, we already have partners in the different areas that are here with us, who are business leaders. And that means that we already have woven relationships from this forum, and a lot of initiative is yet to come. So that's the purpose of our visit. We met His Excellence, who was very impressed, who also gave us the necessary advice, who even taken to heart the reorganization of the diaspora Burkinabe living abroad.
The delegation says to reassure the support of the Prime Minister and its government account for the mobilization of all Burkinabe from outside. It is clear that now freedom of enterprise will exist between Burkinabe, and it is the quality of the service that will make the difference, convinces the delegation.
I showed you what these people, EU was doing in Burkina Faso after EU finished accusing Captain Ibrahim Traore, Abdurrahmani Chiani, and Assimi Goita are two generals. They now decided to send Denmark to Burkina Faso, and Denmark was portraying itself to be a good country. These people always sit down and summon the African leader, and we run to them. They treat us as if we are nothing because of how we allow ourselves to be treated by these people. So all these years, the African had no say. This was the same person who was telling Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso, why should they form alliance with Russia? These people see the African to be children that they can easily manipulate. After you have tried everything possible to paint me black, you now have the guts to come in my presence asking me to be friends with you. They were the same people that accused Russia for weaponizing Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso because they know the kind of weapons they give to us doesn't help us to protect ourselves. Now we are wide awake, and we can tell who are our friends. When you present yourself as an enemy, you can never turn around and come back to us pretending that you have changed. A leopard can never change its skin. You come into the continent that you want to have mutual respect business with us, and at the end of the day we see what you do to us. Look at the way you always treat us around and the way you talk to us. You don't put any respect on Africans. The way you see other world leaders and you associate with them is different. Because Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso stood their grounds and they are doing the right thing, these people have no other option than to bring themselves down, to now let the world know that we are the ones that are making them who they are. African leaders, every day we say add value to yourselves. Like that politician, the Namibian politician rightfully said, Captain Ibrahim Traore is younger than you. But look at all the things that he's bringing into the continent, the respect that he's adding to the continent. But anytime you get the opportunity to be in their presence, you always portray yourself inferior. So the way you sell yourself is the way these people buy you. By the time of sweet talking us is over, these are the same people who said Africans cannot do anything without them. We cannot govern ourselves. That is the reason to which they are here. And when we had people who are proving them wrong, they still rose up to fight us. And this has been what they have been doing, making sure that any leader that will rise up to do anything good for the African, they move that person away. This has been their tactics. But enough is enough. This revolution that we've started, we are going to make sure that the African is free. We have suffered under you for a very long time. We no longer want you to come around pretending to be our friends when you are not our friends. We can tell who is the friend of the African. Russia has always been our friend. According to you, Russia is the one benefiting. Yet whatever that is happening, according to Donald Trump, the Al-Qaeda and the ISIS were created by Hillary Clinton and Obama. So if these groups that were created are in Africa operating, who are they operating for? We have what you need. And we will decide our fate, and we'll decide who we should partner and who we should do business with, and who we should give our resources to, and who should lead us. That you should understand that you cannot sit there and tell us who is a good leader in Africa. Even if he's a dictator, we love him because we prefer a dictator to a democratic elected who will always allow you to come into the continent and keep carrying the resources away. And when you finish, you go and sit down and be pointing fingers at us. United we stand, divided we fall, and united we keep standing forever and ever. The greatest enemy of the African is mental slavery. So let's decolonize ourselves from mental slavery. Let's keep sharing to educate our brothers and sisters. Together we make African great for ourselves and the next generations that are going to come. So that's the latest around the world. In the United States of America.